because there was an issue which is probably good for you when you see what it's about. And it's something that really follows one of the warnings I gave you last year about the issue of jurisdiction. The case involves somebody from Oregon or Washington that had fallen on a ship, had sued Carnival up in the Northwest. And the lower court said that they could bring that suit in Northwest rather than going to Florida, because on the back of your ticket it says any problems you have to go to Florida. Well, they argued that, look, at the passenger never saw the ticket until they almost got on the ship a couple of days before it was delivered. They never really agreed on that until it was too late, and probably never saw it in the first place. And all the doctors are up there, and all these nice international law theories that I studied at the World Peace Palace, and they were nice, and all of a sudden this is starting to come into effect. Well, what the court said was a contract's a contract, and on the back of that ticket, you had to bring it in Florida. What that means for you is last year I told you, when you're dealing with tour operators overseas, or you're dealing with somebody outside of your jurisdiction, and you send them a check, if you haven't already done it with a contract, and you don't usually do contracts, put on the back of the check any disputes arising out of this tour, arising out of this rental, arising out of this service, whatever you're hiring, shall be settled in the jurisdiction of hometown wherever you are. Rather than saying, I can't do anything about it, or having your customer sue you and you can't find the other person, at least it gives you a chance of threatening that operator and saying that, look, you agreed to jurisdiction. They said, oh, I never agreed to anything. You say, you want to see the back of my check? That's good. It's part of the contract. You want to make it a little better, you might say C over, or just put over on the front of your check. What we're doing is what Carnival did, to say that if they're going to be sued, they don't want to be hometown up in Oregon or Washington or California that has the strictest consumer laws. They say go down to Florida where they're used to cruise ships, where it's part of their industry, and basically where they are, so that they're not harassed or get a local judge or something. So it's a good area to, again, remind you of what we said last year, and hopefully you've been doing that. Industry hasn't changed much. You're not using contracts